The Soul of India trip was our second trip to India. A year ago, we traveled northern India and found it intriguing and deeply spiritual. The Soul of India trip was equally rewarding, but very different. We started at a lovely resort on the Indian Ocean in Mahabalipuram. From there, we struck out to visit several sites. The Five Rathas is a UNESCO World Heritage Site where 5 temples were carved out of solid granite, top to bottom, well over 1,000 years ago. We then visited some merchants and artisans to learn more about the local culture and economy. We met a French woman named Veronica who came to India and set up her shop and factory to teach dressmaking to local women. Her company makes beautiful, colorful clothing which they sell in her shop. We visited stonecutters and viewed their wares. We also saw a small business that does the rough wood carving involved in making an ancient Indian stringed instrument called a veena. A day in the life of a farming village provided an opportunity to learn about life in rural India. We walked the village viewing the architecture and meeting local people. We saw residents dropping off children for preschool visited a dairy farm. And joined the mayor in his home, where we sampled an Indian treat. It looks like magic when it pops in the hot oil. An enriching experience was a stop at an outdoor temple known for its terracotta horses. People bring them to the temple, often in memory of soldiers or in appreciation for prayers answered. We visited 2 towns and the local school. second town was built by wealthy people of the merchant class after a tsunami destroyed their seaside village. The contrast between castes was clearly and painfully visible. This building is now a beautiful hotel and restaurant. The huge Brihadishwara temple near Trichy is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There we saw astrologers consulting with clients and hundreds of friendly schoolchildren touring the site. The murals and carvings of Hindu gods were extensive and impressive. We visited a lovely Indian family at our home-hosted dinner. It was a marvelous opportunity to meet the family, see their home, and learn about their lives. The next day, we had a delightful evening riding in tuk-tuks and trying the street food in Madurai. passed by the entrance to the Temple of the Seven Towers. It turned out to be our only chance to take pictures of the impressive interior. The Thirumalai Nayak Palace was built in 1636 in a Dravidian Italian architecture. Workers at the spice plantation were picking cardamom pods. The area is known worldwide for cardamom and other valuable spices. We took an early morning walk at a tiger reserve, but we didn't see any tigers. Local craftsmen demonstrated creating molds for lost wax casting of bronze statues. Days living in the Kerala backwaters was the highlight of the trip. The delightful houseboat, the peaceful cruising, and plentiful birds added to the serenity of our visit. We walked through lovely villages, one with a majestic Christian church ornately decorated with colorful sculptures. A very talented dancer with expressive eyes demonstrated traditional Tamil Nadu dances that tell a story. Along the way, we stopped at a village where the people had purchased second-hand textile machines and built a significant weaving and spinning industry, all running in their homes. A highlight of our trip was an early morning motorcycle tour of Cochin. Local young men took us on a ride through the city, with several stops to see the sights, the ocean, and 2 temples. Our boat tour of Cochin Harbor was both peaceful and educational. We witnessed the workings of the cranes moving containers from ships onto trucks. We saw a myriad fishing boats, all painted red and blue. The sunset over the harbor with the Chinese fishing nets was spectacular. In Mumbai, we toured a community centered around an outdoor laundry business. We learned about a unique lunchbox delivery service daily. They bring fresh homemade food to workers all over the city at remarkably low cost and high reliability. The Gandhi Museum featured a history of Gandhi's life with photos, documents, and dioramas. We visited the home and met a middle-class family in the Dharvasi Slum, a one-room apartment housing a family of 4. The homes here do not have bathrooms, but instead, the people use community bathrooms outside their homes. 60% of the population of Mumbai live in this type of housing.